Greetings everyone. In this video, I'll be reading out loud Zhuge Liang's famous Chu Shi Biao. There are two memorials, one known as the former and the other the latter. In this video, I will focus on the former one, which was presented to Emperor Louis Shan of the Shu Han state during the year of 227, before Kong Ming's northern expeditions against the rival state of Cao Wei. The literal meaning of Chu Shi Biao translates to a memorial on a case to go to war. Kong Ming himself wrote this text, and it is considered to be one of the greatest pieces of work ever made during that era. Please keep in mind this is obviously a rough English translation of the memorial, so there will be some differences from the original Chinese. So let's get into it. Your subject Liang says, the late emperor had yet to complete his great mission when he passed away. This is a critical moment. The empire is divided into three, and Yi province is in dire straits. However, the ministers in the capital are not disheartened, and the loyal warriors outside the capital do not fear death. This is because they remember the generous treatment they received from the late emperor, and they wish to repay his kindness by serving your majesty well. Your majesty should welcome their views and opinions, promote the virtues of the late emperor, inspire those with lofty ambitions, and refrain from looking down on yourself or making inappropriate remarks that would discourage people from giving good advice. Regardless of whether they serve in the imperial palace or in the imperial chancellor's office, all officials are subjects of the state. Therefore, they should all be treated equally in terms of rewards and punishments. Any person who commits an offense or renders meritorious service to the state should be handed over to the appropriate authority, who will then make the decision on what punishment or reward to be given out. Doing so will exemplify your majesty as a wise and just ruler. Your majesty should not show any form of bias or favoritism, as it will distort the principles of fairness. Palace attendant Guo Yuzi, Fei Yi, and Dong Yun are examples of good and trustworthy ministers. They are loyal and faithful. That was why the late emperor selected them to assist your majesty. I believe that your majesty should discuss all major and minor state affairs with them before implementing any policies, because this will help to cover up flaws and achieve greater efficiency. General Xiong Chong is of good character, and he is well versed in military affairs. When he was given responsibilities in the past, the late emperor praised him as a capable person, so everyone nominated him to be a chief controller. I feel that your majesty should discuss all military affairs with him, as this will promote cohesion with the armed forces, and every person will receive an assignment corresponding to his ability. The former Han dynasty prospered because the rulers favored virtuous ministers and alienated petty and corrupt officials. The later Han dynasty declined because the rulers favored petty and corrupt officials and alienated virtuous ministers. When the late emperor was still living, he would often discuss these topics with me, and he expressed grief and regret when we spoke of Huan and Ling. The palace attendants, masters of writing, chief clerks, and army advisors are all loyal and capable subjects who are willing to die for your majesty. I hope that your majesty will be close to them and will place your faith in them. In this way, the Han dynasty will be revived very soon. I was of humble origin and used to lead the life of a peasant in Nanyang. In those days, I only hoped to survive in such a chaotic era. I did not aspire to become famous among nobles and aristocrats. The late emperor did not look down on me because of my background. He lowered himself and visited me thrice in a thatched cottage, where he consulted me on the affairs of our time. I was so deeply touched that I promised to do my best for the late emperor. We encountered hard times and setbacks later. I was given heavy responsibilities when we were facing defeats. I received important duties in dangerous and difficult situations. It has been 21 years since then. The late emperor knew that I am cautious and prudent, so before he passed away, he entrusted me with the duty to complete his great mission. Ever since I received that heavy responsibility, I have been feeling uneasy day and night, because I fear that I may not accomplish the mission well and will tarnish the late emperor's judgment and faith in me. In the 5th month, I crossed the Lu and entered barren and treacherous lands. Now that the rebellions in the south have been pacified and we have sufficient military resources, it is time to increase the troops' morale and lead them north to reclaim the Central Plains. I only hope to use the best of my ability to eliminate our evil enemies, to restore the Han Dynasty, and to return to the old capital. It is my duty to repay the late emperor's kindness and prove my loyalty to your majesty. The responsibilities of Guo Yuzi, Fei Yi, Dong Yun, and others are to assist your majesty in administrating state affairs and to provide good advice. I hope that your majesty will assign me the mission of eliminating the villains and restoring the Han Dynasty. If I fail, your majesty should punish me in order to answer to the late emperor. If your majesty does not receive honest and loyal advice, please punish Guo Yuzi, Fei Yi, and Dong Yun for not performing their duties well, so as to highlight their mistakes. Your majesty should also make plans for yourself, search for the best way to govern the state, and accept good advice. I feel very honored and grateful to be able to pursue the late emperor's final wish. I am going to leave your majesty soon. Now, as I read this memorial, I am unable to hold back my tears, and I do not know what to say. And that right there is Kong Ming's famous former Chu Shi Biao. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care.